All right, today we have this 2003 Regal 2200 here, and this is actually my boat. And by my boat, I mean our boat, as my better half actually owns this one with me. So got to give credit where credit is due. We upgraded to this back in May after we sold our 1998 Sea Ray Bow Rider 180. That was a good boat, but we decided we really love boating, so we wanted to upgrade, and this is what we landed on, and been really happy with it so far. So we're just gonna kind of go along around here and show you what it's all about, just like I would on any other tour. We got it here on the water on Lake Hartwell, and let me tell you, having it in the water versus having the trailer, it is awesome. So that was something I'm happy we were able to work out with this boat. It's actually in really good condition for its age. It was in dry stack storage, and I believe stored out of the water even before that. So the dry stack was about 8 or 9 years, and then I think the original owner probably kept it out of the water on the trailer for however many years that is on the math, probably another 8 or 9 years. Not thinking too hard right now, but I guess we'll start at the rear kind of like we do on normal ones. I guess a couple more things about the boat as we go before I hop on. This thing only had like 230 hours when I hopped on it. We're up to 250. It's in really good shape. There are some minor things, and I'm going to talk about those as we go through it. But anyways, got our swim platform on the back here, which is actually something we really like about this boat, amongst other things, and was something we were looking for shopping in a boat, as our other one had a really small swim platform. And we love the area it provides here on the back. It does have a shower wash down there, and that is the fill for it next to it. Swim ladder pops out there. Use that quite frequently, as you can imagine. Ski pylon, we use that every now and then. We do have a tube on board. We do like to use that when we're out with friends, and we have a lot of fun with that. Cleat popped up on that side, popped down on that side. I do like that change as well over the Sea Ray. Just another little thing that we found to enjoy on a boat. As they say, you kind of, by your second boat, you really learn what you like and don't like on a boat. There are these little lights here. Those are LEDs. There's a spot up front that plugs in, and those actually function as brake lights when trailering the boat. So that's a kind of quirky little feature, but I guess it makes sense. Or at least the engineers over at Regal decided it did when they built this boat. We'll step on here. One item of note is the anchor light, stern light, whatever you want to call it. That thing broke off down in there, so your finger can just go all the way down. There's nothing to screw into, so that's a project in the off season to replace that. As you do have to pull out all of the interior paneling there, so that's something I am not looking forward to, but nonetheless needs done, so we'll get that covered. Fuel fill is going to be right down there, and then we do have this down here. Battery lives down there, as well as some storage. Let's see if I can't pop this open real quick for you. It's kind of a pain, but there it is. Also, another item needs attention, that strut has seen better days and is no longer attached to the hatch there, so I will be addressing that as well. If you want to, you can close that off there, and there is a cushion on the back of that, and we'll work our way around here a little bit. You can see this little platform there as well, and there is a cushion, I guess the bottom cushion, stored up in the bow storage that allows you to turn that into a seat across the back and just up the capacity, or you can just close that off if you want to. Fire extinguisher also hides behind there as well, and down there is just the battery switch in that little compartment. But we will, actually one more little feature. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. This guy opens up. These struts have seen better days, so it's not going to hold up on its own, but this bit here will flip out, and there's a cushion there, and that little thing with the nylon strap flips up and was set on there, and then it gives you like an angled rest to create a nice lounging area across the back there. Used that a few times. I did like it actually, so I didn't know how much I would use it, but I've already used it probably about half the times we've taken the boat out, so that works. Going into the cockpit, you can immediately see carpet is in there. It's actually in really nice shape. I'd love to put SeaDeck, Aquamat, something to that effect in there, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're just gonna keep rolling with the carpet since it was taken really well care of. As you can see, the interior is pretty much pristine, almost nowhere on the seats. If I had the nitpick, there's one little spot where the vinyl is coming off there, but we'll touch that up in the off season. Touch on another topic of what we're gonna do in the off season here in a moment. But first, gonna show off the engine here. That pops up to reveal a Volvo Penta 5.7 GI, good for 300 horsepower. Yeah, it sucks fuel sometimes, but I wanted something fast. I wanted something fuel injected. Those were things those were really high on the wants list when shopping for a boat this time around. So went and got it. Also didn't want to do Mercruiser anymore, especially I was just having a hard time finding anything with the Bravo 3 with the cone clutch versus the dog clutch of everything like all the Alpha outdrives have. I just did not like that on the Sea Ray, so I love the SX outdrive here on this Volvo. Super smooth going in and out of gear. Don't know if I'd ever go back to Mercruiser, honestly. The electric pump there for the washdown is actually seen better days. It's all sorts of corroded inside. So that will be getting replaced as well when I get this thing out of the water later this year. But yeah, that motor is awesome. It's good for about 57, 58 on the speedometer flat out with 2 people in the boat. But so probably 54, 55 if you were to GPS it. Hiding under this guy is compartment storage. I believe it can also be used the cooler if you want it to. I just got the cover in there right now, but underneath the cover, I've got some tools. I've got a battery booster and a couple other little miscellaneous things, maybe some lines. The strut did work on that one, so that one's nice. This guy here lifts up, reveals a trash can, and then the table is also stored down there as well. Love the L seating on this boat. That was something that really sold us on it and a feature we were looking for. And then the table you can put into there and just set up is really nice to enjoy lunch or dinner on the boat. Something we've used a few times as well. I'm super pleased with. It has Kenwood stereo speakers hanging out on it. It's got 4 of those currently. We're gonna keep 4, but we're gonna replace those as well as the 2 up in the bow. That one on that side is starting to blow out and crackle and whatnot, so needs attention. In here is just going to be some more storage. There's a head unit, ancient Kenwood one from 2003 when this boat was made, and then it's just kind of a mess in the storage compartment, but there's plenty of storage, so that's pretty cool. Another big feature we liked, both the passenger and the driver, or captain's seat rather, have the flip up bolsters. Huge fan of that. That was a big selling point to me on this boat. And then coming over here to the dash, it's kind of hard to see with the lighting, but you can maybe make out the carbon fiber look on the trim there, so that's cool. Steering wheel also has it on it. I don't think that's all original, so that was probably redone at some point in time. I imagine that was a wood trim on there. You got the gauges you really need at the top. Depth gauge, tachometer, speedometer, and trim gauge all there. Switches here. They are backlit, so that's cool. There's a switch for the cockpit lights, which you can see there. And if you flip around, we'll get one of them here. Another one there, and there's another one, the L-shaped seating. So that's a nice little thing I like on that. Just the subtle little things. It does have a tilt steering wheel, so that's a really nice feature that I didn't know I wanted it until I got it, so I'm glad I did. And then just hiding over there is kind of see there's some other gauges, fuel, voltage, temperature, oil pressure, that kind of stuff. Let's see what else I can talk about here. Oh, we'll go down here right quick. Nothing super special, but ski locker is much bigger and strutted and all sorts of good stuff. All fiberglass there versus the wood hatch we kind of had to pull out on our last boat, and we got all sorts of noodles and poles and whatnot. Living down in there, it goes way up into pretty much all the way up to where the taper begins in the bow area, so plenty of storage there. That was another thing we really wanted, storage, and this boat does it well. There's tons of it up in the bow, and I will be happy to show that off here in just a second. It does have the closing cockpit doors there as well. Can extend our boating season, which we'll probably be taking this thing well into November down here if we close those off. Flip close the glass there, which is actually another, I got all these little nifty features I've come to really like. It's a magnet on a ball there versus just like a nylon strap that the Sea Ray had on it. So just all sorts of cool little stuff. Features, again, you learn on your second, third boat, kind of figure out what you want by then, and yeah, that's what they say, so we'll stick with that. Moving up here into the bow, just a couple more of the pop-up cleats. Point out one thing here, I did mention the those lights on the back. That is the plug for the lights for the trailering, and if you have the cord for it, I don't know, this boat might have it. This had like every option in it, and it's probably hiding somewhere in the cavernous storage, which there's the storage for one side of the bow. It's on a strut connected. I love that. I hated just all the loosey-goosey seats and stuff when you pop them off on the Sea Ray. That was another point. I wish these had a strut on it. They don't, but it still opens up and you got storage in the console. We have 1.5 million life jackets in there, both mine and the previous owners, as well as an Amazon box. And you also get access to the back of the dash and the fuse block in there as well. Where I'm sitting has the same thing. No, but you know what? Why not? We'll show it off. We're here, make it happen. That pops up. And I got some lines, anchors on that side, and then just the tube, more life jackets, some miscellaneous stuff hanging out in there. But yeah, that's about all I got on this boat. Guess we'll finish here by talking about a few of the things I want to do to it in the off season. Like I said, maintenance item, replace the, the pump for the, washdown station, replace the sound system. Again, do it all around. Probably put some extra lights in under there, or just go with lighted speakers or something to that effect. And then just gonna give the boat a good scrub. And I think I already mentioned, try to tackle that little vinyl issue going on there. But yeah, good detailing inside and out. The black on the outside is kind of starting to oxidize a little bit, so we'll polish her up on the off season and get her looking nice and mint again, because it really is in good shape and I definitely want to keep it that way. So I think we're gonna call it there. I don't really want to take a seat, so we'll just flip the camera around here. You don't need to see me. But yeah, that's all I got this time. Looking forward to making some videos in the future with this boat and sharing the adventures every now and then that we got. And Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show is coming up here in just about a month, so I'm really excited to get some new content for that. And that will be all that I've got. Thanks for watching.